What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back again, once more, again. And I hope you all are enjoying your Saturday evening, doing what you gotta do, having some fun, staying safe. But we got some NBA news, and it is something that I personally, kind of thought was coming. So I don't know how much of news this really is, but Luka Dončić, aka Luka Magic, aka Luka the Don, aka El Nino Maravilla, is signing a 3-year, $165 million extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. And like I said, I kind of thought this was coming. I don't think after being traded from Dallas in one of the most wild trades in sports history, I didn't think he was going to be looking to, just dip out from LA immediately. I think the fans in LA are already in love with Luka Dončić. And, Luka's been putting in work this offseason. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures, but he looks a lot more slim. He looks like he's taking his fitness very seriously this offseason. And I'm excited for what we're going to see from Luka this coming season. But there's an interesting thing here because obviously by being traded by Dallas, he lost out on some money, right? In the NBA, when you're with a team for a very long period of time, they can go over the cap to basically give you more money, right? So since he's now with a new team, they couldn't give him as much money as he was supposed to get while he was, with Dallas, right? So he does lose out on a little bit of money. But the reason that this really does not matter is because, so the contract is structured like this. The new extension basically now is 2 years plus the tail end is a player option, right? So he's going to have a player option for the 28-29 season, which he can opt in or opt out of, once it comes time for him to make that decision. But the Lakers can also redo this deal in the summer of 2027 and offer him a 4-year, $323 million extension at that point. But he could also opt out of his player option in 28-29. And at that point, he can sign a 5-year extension worth $418 million. And he'll be 29 years old at that time. And that would basically make him, a guy that's getting paid $80 million a year, with the tail end of that deal being about $95 million in one season. So Luka Dončić is going to be just fine, is my point. So it doesn't really matter. And I think the Lakers, they could have signed him to a 4-year extension. I'm not sure if Luka wanted to do it. I think he wanted to have more flexibility. NBA players typically will try to bet on themselves, especially high up level players like Luka, Shea, Nikola Jokic. He's betting on himself that, once it comes time for him to, make that decision, he's going to be in the prime of his career. He's going to be 28 or 29 years old. And then he can sign that really big contract extension. So, again, I don't think there's really much news here. It's just the fact that Luka is now solidified in stone under contract with the Los Angeles Lakers for several more seasons. So, it's no longer up in the air. Is he going to stay in Los Angeles, this, that, whatever? He's going to be there, right? Unless Rob Pelinka decides to pull a Nico Harrison and trade him for a bag of donuts and some chips and a Dr. Pepper. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. And that's no shade at Anthony Davis. But, the Mavericks, I can't even tell you how lucky they are that they won the draft lottery, because if they had not won the draft lottery, I don't think this team is really going to pan out like it was supposed to, right? Now that they got Cooper Flagg, they got Kyrie Irving, who's probably not going to be back until, towards the end of the regular season. And you got Anthony Davis. This team is something that can put something together in the Western Conference. I wouldn't say it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to be able to do that, but at the same time, that's a team that I wouldn't want to face up against, right? Because I think Cooper Flagg does have a lot of talent. I'm not ready to call him a Hall of Famer like a lot of people are, but I do think he's got a lot of talent. He definitely deserved being the number 1 overall selection. But we'll see what happens. The first year in the NBA is rough for everybody, whether you're the number one pick or the last pick in the draft or undrafted. It doesn't matter. It's tough to adjust. So we're going to see how Cooper adjusts, and we're going to see how the Mavericks fare. But old Maverick Luka Dončić, now a Laker, is getting his paper and counting it. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Lakers going into next season. How do you think Luka's going to stack up in the MVP race going into next season? I want to know your thoughts, so please leave some comments down below. I'm going to check you guys later, man. Stay up, stay blessed, stay safe, stay humble, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.